What's up, guys? Today we have some Amoeba unboxing today. Okay, this is from Record Store Day. I got quite a few records here, so I'm gonna share with you guys what I bought. I went to the record store for one thing for Record Store Day, and I ended up with about 6. And there was a couple I checkmarked on the list that I either did not go with or they just didn't have. They ran out by the time. To probably over 1,000, but if not close to 1,000 people in line. I waited for 5 hours. Record Store Day is a pretty big thing, so it's up to them what they want to release. And if you're a fan, then you go out and you get one of these records that are exclusive to Record Store Day. You can't get it online. You can only go to the store and buy it, and they'll usually have a sticker that says, Record Store Day exclusive. So since I already have this one in my hand, I will start with this one and go from here up to the ones that I anticipated buying the most. Bottom of the list for me that I anticipated buying. And here's the thing. The Who is my favorite band, #1 of all time. And the reason why this one is all the way on the bottom of my list today was because I already have so many of the Who albums, and this is just another compilation album. You can see a lot of these are some good ones. So here's like some early days stuff, and then here's like some like late 60s, early 70s stuff, and then here's stuff from Only Tommy, and then here's like some other miscellaneous songs. So, I wasn't planning on buying it. I only wanted one or two things, and then I saw, okay, well, if they don't have one of these two things, then I'll just check mark these, because I'm not going to wait in line for 5 hours and then not get anything at all. So, okay, so here's one that I saw on the list. I did see the list the day before as well, and so this is one of the ones that I saw on the day of that got my attention. This is the Monkees. I really like the Monkees. They, have this reputation of being this, band that started off as a show, and they didn't really have the respect from the rock and roll industry as much as they should, because they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for some reason. But I think their music is legendary, and I support their stuff. So one of my favorite songs by them that I've known for a while now is called Valerie. I saw it on the album that the Monkees are releasing for Record Store Day this year, and I said, okay, I'll just buy it. And the cool thing about waiting in line for that long is you can just go through Spotify or whatever and see if you like the album, if it's worth even buying. The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees, number 5 on the list. All right, now number 4. Yeah, number 4. John Lennon, Mind Games, another album where I see it on the card for the day of. I go, okay, John Lennon, and then I know of the song Mind Games. It's kind of one of my favorites. And I go, okay, well, let me see what other songs are on this album, because I only know mainly John Lennon solo songs from the compilations. So let me see what Mind Games has. And it doesn't really have anything I know. I think Mind Games is the only song I know. And so, okay, so I just realized this is like a different mix. It only has just a couple songs on each side from the main album, so this is more like an EP. But I listened to the full album while I was in line, and I actually really liked it and moved it up on my list because of that. So kind of upset that not the whole album is on here, but who cares? It's John Lennon, and so yeah. But anyway, I'm just showing you guys this one. So any of the records that are going to be different color than black that I'll show you, I got it because it said it's glow in the dark. Okay, now getting into number 3 on the list, Motorhead. I'm a fan of Motorhead, but I haven't gotten into them too much. So I'm like, you know what, let me just start getting into Motorhead this way. I've only listened to their first album. And so I checked out this compilation by them, or I'm pretty sure it's just a compilation, but maybe it's some album tracks on here. I'm just a big fan of Lemmy. He's just one of the coolest, most iconic rock stars of all time. So there we go. All right, now we're getting into the last 2, which are the ones that I really wanted. Everything that I've showed you so far is great. I would have been fine not having them as long as I got the top 2. And here's number 2. Now, this is something I am so glad I saw on the card, because it's alphabetically ordered, and then you just go through, okay, this, I know this guy, I know this guy, okay, this one I like, okay. And then there's a huge list of S in the alphabetical order that says soundtracks. I'm like, oh wait, maybe I like movies, so maybe there might be something from a movie soundtrack that I will like. And man, was I happy to glance on this one really quickly on the day of. Lost in Translation. Now, I don't want the federal government to come raiding right through this door. I don't want to say anything that might get me arrested because this is Scarlett Johansson, and she is a fine fruit, I'll mention that. But Lost in Translation came out in like 2003, and she may have been 17 in the movie. And this is the first shot from the movie. And when I saw Lost in Translation on the card, I go, oh, well, I've been listening to Lost in Translation soundtrack on Spotify for quite a few years now. I know exactly what I'll be buying when I buy this. And I even knew this was going to be the cover because that's the cover that's shown on the Spotify playlist. On the back, it shows pictures or screenshots from the scenes of the movie. I love this movie. It's got to be in my, if not top 5, but top 10. Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson, just one of my favorite actors. And then you got some, Japanese lettering here because it takes place in Japan. I don't know if it's really oppressing. This is an issue from Japan. This is a pretty cool cover. Oh, I just realized something. I get what this means. What this orange camo means. This is Bill Murray's shirt in the movie. When I know this movie so well, I've seen it like 10 times. I even did a college final essay on it that I stayed up all night because I delayed until the last night to turn in the 3-page essay of a movie. So anyway, I've seen this movie so many times that I recognize this art because it's Bill Murray's shirt in the movie. In one moment when he first picks up Scarlett Johansson, he is wearing this camo shirt, and Scarlett Johansson goes, "Wow, you really are having a midlife crisis." And he goes, "Yeah, I thought so." And then he takes the shirt and then turns it inside out and then puts it back on his body, and this is what it looks like inside out. So that's kind of funny. This one I don't really know what this is from. Could be Scarlett Johansson's hair. I don't know. That's her hair. Anyway, I am definitely gonna enjoy this for. Oh, what's this? Ah, a little letter that says Tokyo. Man, this is by far the coolest one. Even though this is not my number 1 record, still have one more to show you guys. This is so cool. I mean, this record just brings so many cool things. So in this note, let's see what it says. Wow. From Mr. Harris, message, are you awake? So this is supposed to be like a fax machine. If you guys don't know what fax machine, pause the video, look it up, come back. This was the fax machine note that I guess came from Bill Murray's character because he left his home in America to travel. He sends a message to his wife to find out if she's still awake because it's quite the time difference. So that's all that is. Before I show this one, let me give a little preface to it. I recently watched an interview, a clip of Joe Pesci on David Letterman. And I didn't know this about Joe Pesci, but David Letterman brings up, oh, I was interested to learn that you were once a singer and you had your own album. And so Joe kind of like embarrassingly answers yes. And then Dave just pulls out, all right, behind the desk, he goes, all right, well, here we bought the album. Joe Pesci's album from 1968, Little Joe Can Sing. This is incredible. Now, when I saw the interview, I go, okay, like I gotta search this thing up, find out more about the album. They play one of the songs from the album, and he does a cover of Got to Get You Into My Life. And it's just so funny because he still has that high-pitched voice, like you see in those mob movies. So to hear him sing, that's like mind-blowing. I mean, if anyone from the mob movies was a singer, you would think it would be Robert De Niro or maybe even Ray Liotta, but least expected would be Joe Pesci. And so that's why I had to go get this, because it's just so funny. But I think I'll enjoy it. So Here are some of the other songs on the album. He does 3 Beatles covers in total. Fixing a Hole, Got to Get You Into My Life, The Fool on the Hill. This was the first time it was released or re-released ever. So from 1968, it's never been released before until today's record store day, which is 420, by the way. So that's another thing to mention. But yeah, so I want to thank you guys for watching and sticking around, me just showing music to you guys. Now, one last thing I did have to mention is this hoodie that I am wearing. I wore this today because in my first video on YouTube I ever uploaded, I'm wearing this hoodie in the video, and I am unwrapping a couple of vinyl records that I got for Christmas. I can put that in the end card right here, so you'll probably see that here, but it's an older me from like 10 years ago, so.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box. Motherfucking